So yesterday I basically worked flat out, and almost today I've pretty much worked flat out as well. We've made some really good progress with the website. We've made some good progress in the email marketing side of things. Just internally, like Kieran, Mohammed, and I have all had like a few like strategic, like high level conversations. I think has just generally like set us all kind of on one path, going in a similar way. And yesterday, I also spoke with my cousin Amelia, who I've been mentioning from time to time, and that's also really good. And I think she's interested and enthusiastic on possibly joining us, helping out, and I think that would really stimulate some more positive direction, positive trajectory in where we're going. And I think with her, what will be really beneficial for working us and vice versa, the thing that will benefit is firstly just having a team to work with. So for us, it's just more people, more bodies, more people kind of like engaging. It just makes it feel a bit more serious, a bit more like an organization. There's just more people doing stuff, more people like communicating. When it's just like Kieran and I in a channel, it's very just asynchronous. Whereas when there's more people, it's a constant conversation, which I've already noticed when Mohammed's there. And then vice versa for her. Like it's an experience of working in a startup organization in a team. She's speaking with other people as I look how can I make the most of my that opportunity for her. I was a 19-year-old once upon a time. I know what it's like, kind of joining a new working environment, working with new people. You need to kind of learn their ways, so that's gonna be really cool. And then from a more kind of professional standpoint, from both of our perspectives, I think what she's going to be useful in doing is just having a different perspective on what we're doing on the social media side of things, what we're doing on the marketing side of things, what we're doing on the digital side of things, and what I'm going to get her to do initially, is help us set up my personal kind of social media, get that kind of rolling out in the same way that we've done with maybe the Django brand. And in my mind, the way the phases will work was phase one was basically growing Kieran's Instagram. Phase two is growing my Instagram. And that growth isn't just like vanity. It's like you build relationships with artists, with rappers. You make songs, you release music, you get like producers following you, artists following you, etc. And then phase three, once you've got that following, once you've got those two accounts popping off and they're all connected, everyone knows the relationship, then you release that kind of record brand. So if in the next couple of months she can learn Photoshop, she can learn video editing, she can learn, how to schedule up my Instagram to be like looking really great, then in a couple of months when we actually launch that record label brand, then she'll be in an undeniable position that I keep on talking about that kind of undeniability, but she'll have gained so much experience in setting up accounts, dealing with this kind of music stuff, like understanding the vibe, dealing with the stories, like effectively writing the captions, the scheduling. Like she'll already be integrated into our team, and that will put her in an undeniable position for us. Like it will help us and it will help her. And look, if she never works with us again after this, which I hope she does, and I hope we can go to Bali together and just like do some crazy stuff, and she can help us with the record label and all sorts of things. But let's just say that doesn't even happen. At least from her, she can look back on it and put it on a CV. Like, look, I grew three Instagram accounts in the space of a couple of months to like 5,000 following, all the posting, all the video editing, all this, all that. I got a bunch of skills. I know how to use all this social media stuff. And even if she doesn't want to go into digital marketing, at least for her, that's something she can add to her portfolio of skills that any kind of institution, like I think startup or whatever, will be find really useful. So I'm going to get her working on that. Arian gave me a bunch of illegal software like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Illustrator, and so on. So I'm going to get her to learn that, which again, like really, really useful. I'm going to try and learn it with her as well, which would be cool. And then I'm going to get her to do the email marketing course that me and Mohammed have done, that I think is basically just teaching anyone those kind of high level, the theory of e-commerce and sales funnels, which again can be just applied to anywhere. So really looking forward to her potentially joining. Really looking forward to that next stage of our growth and the next that kind of trajectory. For now, and I think the next maybe 4 or 5 weeks is going to be growing my profile, making this YouTube a little bit more like proper. Maybe adding some thumbnails, for example. getting my Instagram slightly more popping, up to a few thousand followers, getting some actual posts, some engagement, like stories, like maybe even TikTok, stuff like that. And then make these actual vlogs rather than just me sitting here alone in front of a camera. Like, okay, we go to the studio, go link up Kieran, go link up Arian, like get a bite to eat, go to work, do Muay Thai, like a bit more of a day in the life kind of thing. And I can actually maybe sit in front of the camera and actually speak to the camera, and then have like screens where it's different angles, and it's just a bit more cinematic. And what Amelia can do is like learn iMovie. She can learn some basic editing. She can just make it as good as it can be with this basic content, such that she's got those skills that when we actually have the content, it's looking 100. So yeah, that's the idea. Things are going well. I haven't been to the gym for ages. Haven't done any exercise. Been eating like crap. But besides all of that, I'm feeling amazing. So yeah, all good. Weather's been amazing in London as well. Kieran's back working. Mohammed's off this weekend doing LSD in a desert, which in a Jordanian desert, while we're all stuck in quarantine and lockdown in London. But nevertheless, we're happy, right? So fuck it. Let's make some music. Let's make some hits. Let's make some labels. Let's travel the world. Big, big, big love.